Good Thursday evening and welcome to the Ncwlife Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. And what a beautiful shot we have for you today, overlooking the beautiful Cascades, McNeil Canyon camera, I believe, as we look out at some of the snowfall around the mountains in central and eastern Washington. And actually, we're off to a pretty good start this year. You wouldn't know it. We haven't had much snow here in Wenatchee, but as we take a look statewide, the areas in gold, orange, and those deep reds, good snowfall. In fact, some of the mountainous areas have up to 3 feet or more of snow. Most of us on the lower levels have about 1 inch to 2 inches. That's about what we have received in Wenatchee. You can even see some gray areas on that map. That is no snow yet so far this season, but that is going to go up because we have lots of snow. Well, not lots of snow, but we do have snow in the forecast we're going to tell you about. That's the storm this weekend and another then next week. More information in your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A woman convicted 11 years ago in the drunk driving death of a prominent Wenatchee physician has been deported to Mexico multiple times after being arrested in the U.S. for more criminal activity. We have an exclusive report. The Grant County Sheriff's reports 2 people are in jail tonight, and a Moses Lake drug house is closed down after a several-month-long investigation. And Wenatchee Valley College has received a federal grant of almost $55,000 to help make child care more affordable for parents attending classes at the college. But first, we begin tonight. Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy Jennifer Tyler, who lost her race against Sheriff Brian Burnett in the November election, is now the subject of an independent investigation. Chief Deputy Jason Reinfeld tells Ncwlife News that Tyler was placed on administrative leave on Monday. Reinfeld says the investigation is being conducted by an independent agency, but he declined to discuss the nature of that probe. Tyler was fired back in 2010, but then reinstated in 2013 after it was determined she was wrongfully terminated. Her subsequent lawsuit against the sheriff resulted in her receiving a $506,000 judgment. She continued to criticize the sheriff's office during her failed election campaign, and in an election night interview with Ncwlife News, she vowed to try again in 4 years.
You know, I think for coming into this as late in the game as I did, I think we did an amazing job. I had an amazing team and an amazing support behind me. There's still more of the message to get out there. I'm not done, Dan. I have a lot more to do, and I'm ready to do it as the sheriff.
If it doesn't pan out, Jen, you go back to work. Are you thinking maybe 4 years down the road making another run at this?
Absolutely. If you've seen my pop-up, it's a shame to let that thing go to waste. I'll be busting it out in 4 years regardless.
Reached earlier today, Tyler said she could not comment on the investigation. She said under department policy, she could be immediately terminated if she did comment. In the last election, Tyler received 35% of the vote for Chelan County Sheriff. A woman convicted 11 years ago in the drunk driving death of a prominent Wenatchee physician has been deported to Mexico multiple times after being arrested in the U.S. for more criminal activity. Ncwlife's Steve Hare files this exclusive report.
You may recall the name Imelda Garcia Leon. She pleaded guilty in Chelan County Superior Court in 2007 to charges of vehicular homicide in the death of Dr. Richard Tucker, a well-respected physician and community leader in the Wenatchee area. She was sentenced to 41 months in prison and then deported after serving her sentence. Meanwhile, in documents filed in the U.S. District Court in Tacoma, say Garcia Leon re-entered the U.S. and then received 3 third-degree theft convictions from 2010 to 2012 in Federal Way in Tukwila. She was deported again, but returned, and in 2013 was convicted in King County Superior Court of DUI. Well, she was deported again, and after serving a 13-month sentence at the Gig Harbor Center for Women, well, here's what happened. In 2014, she was again sent to prison after pleading guilty to illegally re-entering the country. She served time, but in 2016 was found again by Border Patrol agents in Arizona, just outside of Nogales. She was incarcerated for a year after pleading guilty, is now serving 3 years on supervised release. Steve Hare, Ncwlife News.
Thank you, Steve. The Grant County Sheriff's Office reports 2 people are in jail tonight, and a Moses Lake drug house is closed down due to a several-month-long investigation by the Interagency Narcotics Enforcement Team. The Moses Lake Police Department helped serve a narcotics search warrant yesterday at that home at 1133 East Hill Avenue in Moses Lake. There, investigators found and arrested 37-year-old Sonia Adame and 27-year-old David Cantu. Inside the home, law enforcement found methamphetamine, heroin, and electronic scales of the type used for weighing drugs for sale. A search warrant was also served at storage lockers on Grape Drive, where they found scores of electronics believed to be used as trade for drugs. Both suspects are in the Grant County Jail for suspicion of delivery of drugs in a school zone and possession with intent to deliver drugs in a school zone. The investigation continues and more arrests are pending. Wenatchee Valley College has received a federal grant of almost $55,000 to help make child care more affordable for parents attending classes at the college. The college partners with Westside Early Learning Center at Westside High School to provide child care for Wenatchee Valley College students. The grant, called Child Care Access, means parents in school will lower the cost of that care for about 50 low-income students per year. It also will fund workshops for parents and their children, staff training, materials and supplies for the Early Learning Center. The grant funding is expected to be provided for 4 years. Coming up next, the November election results in Chelan County showed a puzzling trend when it came to undervotes. And we'll have our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the Ncwlife Evening News.
I came here to CVCH because one of my friends referred me. When I met Dr. Jocelyn, she was just amazing. She connected with my son, and it meant so much to me. He opens up so quickly because she just sits there and plays with him. It really is like going to see a friend. It's really great to walk into somewhere where you feel welcomed and you feel accepted and respected. It just feels like home.
Since 1932, Camp Seneca, nestled on the beautiful shores of Lake Wenatchee, has provided children grades 1 through 12 with the ideal location for kids to learn new skills, have fun, and make friends while creating memories that will last a lifetime. Camp Seneca's rustic log cabins and their staff serve to provide each group a unique summer camp experience. Register for Camp Seneca today, www.campfirencw.org.
Welcome back. In another news, the November election results in Chelan County showed a puzzling trend when it came to undervotes. Undervotes are when people turn in a ballot but leave some races blank. For example, in Chelan County, the number of undervotes on Initiative 1631, the carbon tax initiative, was 512 out of 34,098 ballots counted. There were even fewer undervotes for Initiative 1639, the gun control measure. On Wake Up Wenatchee Valley this week with Dan Kuhn, Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore said those numbers are pretty good.
We see a trend. All those numbers are pretty close. The firearms one was even squeaked in tighter, so it's obvious that the voters of Chelan County have a concern with that or had an opinion on it. But all of those races, the numbers are quite close, so it shows that the folks that did not have opinion on it were quite small.
But the further down the ballot, the more undervotes. The most stark example of that was in the race for Chelan County Commissioner between Sean Smith and Bob Boogert, where 2,276 people did not vote.
I wish I had the definitive answer as what happened there. The only thing I can consider is, or that I can come up with on that race, was that people just didn't understand the candidates. That's about the only thing I can consider. They didn't, those individuals, obviously a vast minority of people voted, but 2,000, 2,200, almost 2,100 voters didn't vote the race. The only thing I can consider is they didn't have enough information, or I'm going to use what quite often you'll hear politicians say all the time. Well, that means the voters are happy with the status quo. Well, that's kind of silly because neither one of those have held office before. There isn't an incumbent there.
No.
So I just think it must have been a situation where either they weren't happy with either candidate, or they weren't able to they didn't feel they have enough information to make that decision. There's another term that's used in this business, which I'm going to laugh when I say it, but they refer to voter fatigue. And in that, by the time the voter has gone through the decision-making process on the front of the ballot and working their way down through it, by the time they get to the last quarter or the last half of the ballot, they're just kind of, well, I got to the ones that really matter. These other races, I'm like, I'm not sure, and they just don't vote.
Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, Ncwlife's Megan McPherson introduces us to Chance the dog.
Hey guys, Megan here with the Ncwlife channel. We are here with Don Davies, the Executive Director of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Chance.
Hi, Chance. Say
Hi,
hi.
Chance.
Say hi. Chance is a little 5-year-old. He's a mix, but probably mostly Chihuahua, but such a pretty color. I don't know if you can see all the colors on TV, but the browns and the blacks and the grays, and he's adorable. He's really sweet. He loves to sit in a lap. He loves to cuddle. I understand that he loves to chase balls, and he is good with other dogs. So he's been out in play groups with other dogs, and he just loves to kind of dart and run and have a lot of fun. Do you want to say hi to Megan? Yep. Hi, Chance. So if you want to see Chance, you can come down to the Humane Society, 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue.
Good boy. Chance, do you want to say something? The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. Kennel Cameos is supported in part by Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory in Leavenworth. Not only does the Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory have great house-made fudge and super delicious candy and caramel apples, but they also have great doggy treats for your four-legged friends, located at 636 Front Street in Leavenworth. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
You're watching the Ncwlife Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the Ncwlife Evening News. Stay with us.
So Pam, how's your mom doing?
She's okay. She's struggling. She'd like to stay in her house, and it's getting harder for her to do the daily chores.
What kinds of problems is she having?
Just basic house cleaning, you know, taking care of her house, yard work, taking care of her medicine.
Mm-hmm. It does sound exhausting.
It is very exhausting, and I always worry about her.
Aging and Adult Care can assist you or your loved one to remain comfortably and safely in their own home. Contact them today to start the conversation.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Come find your holiday gifts at Antique Mall at Cashmere this holiday season. With 15,000 square feet to explore, Antique Mall at Cashmere has something for everyone, from coin enthusiasts to avid collectors. For do-it-yourselfers, this is the place to find your next repurposing project. What a great way to make your holiday gifts for someone special, using your keen eye to make something old and new again. Discover your next holiday gift in the Antique Mall at Cashmere. Stop on by today.
Welcome back to the Ncwlife Evening News. In tonight's feature story, the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive is in full swing with a special event yesterday at one of our local caches for toys. Ncwlife's Eric Granstrom has more on Rachel's shopping spree.
We're back at Hooked on Toys, and it is our second of our 3 shopping sprees with one of our kid experts. Rachel is going to take us around with her help from her sister to find some toys for the kids in the Wenatchee Valley through the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive today at Hooked on Toys.
We're looking for the Legos.
Legos?
That's the first thing we're going to go for. All right, here they are. All right, let's pick some out.
Maybe
Do you want to get, those are really big. Do you want to get these? These look fun. All right.
Thing, you open them up and then they pop out.
Oh, wow. So these are like indestructible books. So they're chew-proof, rip-proof. They can go in the washer and the dryer. So yeah, they're for babies.
It's a surprise, and they have water that either comes out of their ears, or tinkles, or they cry, or they can color change or spit.
Yeah.
All right.
Or spit? So cool. Yes, they can spit.
gosh.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get some ponies, some soft ponies, and a hard pony that can move. Yeah.
It's the Les Schwab Community Toy Drive.
What did you find?
This.
Ooh, I love these.
Olson.
In there?
Whoa.
All right. Good work. All right.
Was that fun? Yeah.
So what'd you guys think of that?
It was great. I loved that.
Yeah?
I love shopping.
You guys made a huge difference in a lot of kids' lives today. Do you realize that?
Yeah, it feels amazing. I'm really happy about it.
Now, if you haven't had a chance to come out to Hooked on Toys or one of our other locations to drop off a toy, please do so. And if you need some ideas on how to help find that perfect toy, we've got this tree right behind us here that's got the little tags on it. Just pick a tag off the tree, go shop for that toy for a girl or boy, and purchase it and drop it in the box. And we'll make sure that it gets to one of our organizations here in the Wenatchee Valley that are helping to disperse the toys to those who could use it. Here at Hooked on Toys for the second of our 3 shopping sprees with the kid experts, I'm Eric Granstrom on the Ncwlife channel.
And time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. Before we get into a bunch of details on what's going to happen over the next 4 or 5 days, let's take a peek outside our weather window and see what it looked like this afternoon. This at Coles Corner. I misspoke at the top of the newscast, said McNeil Canyon. It is in fact Coles Corner. Looking over the Cascades, you can see a low cloud deck and then some upper and mid-level clouds this afternoon, but temperatures with cold air in place just didn't get that warm around our area today. We're about where we should be as far as high temperatures, low temperatures. It's a little bit cold. As we take a look at our afternoon high temperature today, 33 degrees, just a degree below where we should be at 34. Overnight low, yeah, it was a cold one this morning. Not as cold as we thought it might be, but 22 still a little bit chilly out there. 25 is normal. 54, our record high temperature. That was in 1975. And a year later in 1980, our record low temperature at 5 degrees. Still at 6.28 inches of precipitation for the year. Our sunrise this morning was at 7:33, and the sun set, yeah, it's getting earlier, at 4:10 this afternoon. Taking taking a look at what we can expect, and let's get right into it as we jump ahead to tomorrow. Mostly sunny in the morning. We will see mostly cloudy skies in the afternoon as our first storm system just begins to move off the coast of Washington. That'll bring the coastline a little bit of rain shower activity on Friday. And then Saturday, that storm number 1 begins to move in. We'll see isolated snow showers. That will be very late Saturday night and probably in our early morning hours of Sunday. But as that system continues to move eastward and inland, we will see our best chance for snow that we've seen all year here in the valley locations. We could see 1 to 2 inches of snow on Sunday, a 50% chance during the day. That goes up to 60% chance on Sunday night. Once again, an inch or 2 of snow is expected, and this system will continue to move eastward, dumping a lot of snow in the northern Rockies of Montana and into Idaho. On Monday, by the afternoon time, we'll see mostly cloudy skies, still about a 40% chance of some leftover, and we could see rain mixed in on Monday because we do have a warm front coming in as well. That cold air is sliding east. On Tuesday, it's time for storm number 2. We'll see cloudy skies, a 70% chance of rain mixed with snow because we will be warmer. Keep that in mind on Tuesday. So a good chance, especially by Tuesday night, and then once again into Wednesday morning. A little bit of a break Thursday, and then a big storm again just in time for the next weekend. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune forecast. Tonight it will be a chilly one, but we thought about 17 originally tonight. Going to go with about 21 for our overnight low. 31 your high on Friday, 24 the overnight low Friday night. So you can see we start to warm up at least into the mid-30s where we should be for this time of year. A 20% chance of snow late on Saturday. 50% chance of snow during the day on Sunday. That goes up to 60% on Sunday night. Be very careful if you are traveling over mountain passes. We could see 6 to 10 inches of snow in some of those locations. On Monday, a mixture of rain and snow, 40% chance of that. We continue our warm-up too on Tuesday, but it will be a wet one. A 70% chance for rain and snow. By Wednesday, cloudy skies, a 50% chance for more of the wet stuff. But the good news, high temperature then at 40 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the Ncwlife Evening News continues right after this.
Thanks to the help I received at Goodwill,
I have a job. I'm working now. Thanks to Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Thank you, Goodwill.
Goodwill's Employment Connection Center is a free walk-in job search assistance program designed to get you back to work. When you donate to or shop at Goodwill, you're really helping people find work.
Thank you. Goodwill, there's more behind the store.
And now it's a sports update on the Ncwlife channel.
And a happy Thursday to you, the day before the weekend on the Les Schwab men's college basketball scoreboard last night. Wow, what a game in Seattle. It was Gonzaga's Rui Hachimura hitting a 12-foot jumper with 0.6 of a second remaining to lift the #1 ranked Bulldogs to an 81-79 victory over Washington last night. Hachimura finished with a team-high 26 points to lead the Zags to a 9-0 record. Jalen Knoll paced the Huskies with 26 points as Washington dropped to 6-3 on the season. Frank Roberts had 22 points, and Washington State had no trouble in the Battle of the Palouse, beating Idaho last night 90-70. Well, we have one score on the Les Schwab girls prep bowling scoreboard from yesterday. Eastmont swept the 2 games in 2 Bakers to beat Davis 4-0. And a total pin count of 2,007 to 1,437. High scores for the Wildcats were Alicia Hastings with a 235. Samantha Heights with a 176. Sky Wilson 175. Wenatchee girls are on the road today in prep bowling. They will be at West Valley taking on the Rams at Nob Hill Lanes. That's a game that began earlier. Hopefully we'll get some results from the coach coming up tomorrow morning on the Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program. I was talking about bowling right now. They're at the midway point at this point of the season. And the standings at the midway point have Eisenhower on top at 6-0. Wenatchee second at 4-1. Eastmont third at 3-2. Still plenty of pins left to fall. Well, it's a pretty skimpy schedule in high school hoops tonight on the sked. In girls basketball, Etihad's on the road at Cascade Christian while Cascade travels to Cle Elum. On the boys' side, well, it's the same matchups. Make that Etihad following the girls to Cascade Christian, while the Kodiaks battle the Warriors coming up tonight at 7:30. Eastmont boys swimming and diving team on the road today in Yakima as well. They are in against Davis and Ike at Lions Pool. I don't know if we'll have the results tomorrow on that or not, but we can always cross our fingers. Hockey night tonight on the NCWLife channel. Tonight's game is from a week ago on November 28th when the Wild hosted the Penticton V's.
Arnold to lefty, over to Dorsey, shot, save, rebound, score! Matt Grzeszewski on the rebound. B.J. Fletcher had it, got knocked away. Jack Barnes drops it off for Bose. He's in, shot, and he scores. Cassidy Bose from the right circle, and it was kind of an off-speed shot. He shot it from the right circle, and he just didn't really rip it. It was just kind of a softer shot than you might have expected, and it was as if Austin Park overreacted to it. He reached out with the stick to make the save, and it kind of went underneath the stick on the blocker side and angle back through center. Up, stolen away. Shepard lost it. Here's Hodges. He shoots. He scores! A.J. Hodges. Cole Shepard was coming out of the zone and just lost the handle on it. Brandon Cook angles into the zone on the near side. Hits the brakes. Looks for help. Threads it through. Tip. Score! Oh, my, what a pass. And the redirection by Christophe Fillion. Absolutely beautiful. It's picked off by Miller. Linnell tips it down inside the zone. Over to Bose, back to Linnell, and he scores. Snell.
Now we're going to stop it right there because I want to give you the results of what happened. You'll have to watch tonight. 7 o'clock is when the puck will drop as the voice of the Wild, Art Checker, has the play-by-play here on your exclusive television home for the Wenatchee Wild, the NCWLife channel. Well, ready or not, another franchise is coming to Seattle, and no, we're not talking about hockey. That's right. Vince McMahon's Football League is coming back in 2020, and Seattle will have one of the league's 8 franchises. McMahon, the CEO of the World Wrestling Federation, now the WWE, announced Wednesday that Seattle's team will play at CenturyLink Field and begin in the week after the NFL Super Bowl in February of 2020. Other cities with teams will be Dallas, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, St. Louis, Tampa Bay, and Washington, D.C. You'll remember that McMahon brought the first version of the XFL out in 2001. It lasted just one season when NBC pulled the plug, as of yet no television rights to XFL games. What do you think? XFL here on the NCWLife channel? We'll see about that. That's sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCWLife channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
NCWLife channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCWLife channel is your local TV station.
Hey there, Wenatchee.
Wenatchee, I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.
I'm Jim Corcoran.
And I'm Ken Osborne.
And you're watching the NCW Life channel.